Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Helly and I'm currently traveling Thailand with my boyfriend Ben. In this video, we're all the way up in North Thailand and we're heading somewhere that's been on our Thailand bucket list for a very long time. We're visiting Pai, a small town known for being a chill hippie town with breathtaking nature and a spiritual vibe. We had huge expectations for this place, maybe a little too high, because what we found was something completely different and it made us reconsider if we even wanted to stay here. However, let's just say that by the end of our visit, Pai taught me a lesson I wasn't expecting. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Pai.
Welcome to Pai.
Right, I'm going to say it together. Right, when I touch you.
Welcome.
When I touch you.
Okay.
We're on three, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah? Okay. Welcome to Pai. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. Ready? 1, 2. Welcome to. Welcome to Pai.
Getting to Pai is not the easiest journey. Sure, a 3-hour car ride from Chiang Mai doesn't sound too bad, but when that 3-hour car ride includes over 750 sharp turns and extremely bumpy roads, well, that's a different story. This journey would have taken about an hour on a straight road, but not when the route on the map looks like this. This route from Chiang Mai to Pai is known for making its passengers violently carsick, something I experienced firsthand.
How are you feeling, mate?
Not well. It's just one turn after the other. It's also very early in the morning, which is not helping. We still have another hour and 30 minutes to go. Hopefully Pai will be worth this because I've heard many good things about Pai.
The only way for me to survive was to lay on Ben's lap. The second I sat up, I felt like I was about to throw up, so I spent the entire car ride like this. Our taxi cost us 1,800 baht, which is about 40 pounds, and to me, it was well worth it. There are cheaper alternatives like communal buses, but honestly, I wasn't entirely sold to the idea of sharing a bus with a bunch of motion-sick strangers, so 40 pounds for a cab was a good deal. We took a few breaks to step out, breathe, and regain some sense of life, but this route is definitely one of the most physically demanding journeys I've ever done, even though all I did was sit in a car. But we had huge expectations for Pai, so the journey just had to be worth it, right? We had the best driver in the entire world, and I was hoping he'd propose to adopt us by the end of the journey, but unfortunately it didn't happen, and honestly I was heartbroken.
Protect him at all costs. No, stop. I'm gonna cry. Get my shit together. We're here. It looks like a very cute, colorful, vibrant little place.
At first glance, Pai felt like a charming little place. At second glance, however, not so sure.
We have a little situation. It's so cold in the room, like it's ice cold. And I don't understand how that's possible because it's warm outside, but the room is freezing cold. And apparently it just gets colder and colder. And they said they have a pool, and the pool is dirty. So we've been like, oh my god, what should we do? And Ben is fine because he doesn't have any standards for anything. I tried so hard to book something decent, and I went down and I asked for a refund and blah blah blah, and then now we've arrived full circle and decided we're gonna stay here. Long story short, I have to get over myself. I realize every day as I'm traveling that I am more bougie than I think I am, and more bougie than I want to admit that I am. I want to feel comfortable. I need to always have a little bubble of comfort to escape into when I'm, overwhelmed and overstimulated. So like when I go out, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of impression, there's a lot of things happening. Then I need to come back to something that's gonna help me calm down, especially if you're like a highly sensitive person like me, then you know what I'm talking about. So when I have a hotel that is ice cold, it's like dark and gloomy and doomy, then how am I supposed to settle? Like, how am I supposed to return back to myself? But then there's another part of me that's like, get over yourself. Now we're gonna explore Pai. which I'm really excited to do. And I'm also really hungry, which I know is a factor, is a big factor. I haven't eaten in about 24 hours. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So let's do this.
Quick little room tour. The room itself wasn't too bad, but we were shocked at how cold this room was despite it being scorching hot outside. We were freezing our butts off. And look, I would be lying to you if I just told you everything was great all the time. It's not. Traveling has its ups and downs and full of moments where we don't feel great. And arriving here was just one of those moments. But hey, I figured it was a good opportunity to just get over myself. It could have been worse, right? Until I found out it actually was. To say the least, we were confused. The Pai we had in our mind was quite different to the Pai we had arrived in. Because what we didn't expect was that Pai, this so-called peaceful, chill haven, was actually just one big party town with young, drunk, and loud backpackers everywhere.
I'm surprised actually because I just didn't expect, one, I didn't expect so many tourists, and two, I didn't expect this type of tourists. There's a lot of young party goers here, so I'm guessing this region we're in is a bit of a party
It's like
district.
a backpacker, like
A lot of backpackers.
early 20s backpacker vibe.
I mean, yeah.
We were starving at this point and couldn't really think clearly, so as we were looking for a restaurant, we got a good little first glimpse of Pai, and it's a beautiful little town. But after what we just witnessed, we wasn't sure if it was our vibe, but figured a bit of pad thai would solve a lot of problems. But honestly, the only thought going through my mind was,
What in the British backpacker are we doing here? We don't really like pie.
We'll give it time.
Yeah, I want to believe that there's a reason people come here.
I feel like I'm in Shoreditch, like I've come to Pai in northern Thailand, in the middle of Asia, and I feel like I only got closer to what I left behind in London. A lot of young Brits here, like the hipster types.
Oh well, we'll just see what we make of this. But yeah, so far, Pai is yet to impress.
After lunch, we went on a mission to find a bike, but even that turned out to be a challenge because most of the bikes in town were taken, and after what felt like forever, we finally found one. However, the bike came with kids' helmets. I mean, at this point, my standards were so low that the highlight of my day was seeing Ben in a child-sized helmet. It's rough out here. Anyway, we ended up taking a little drive around Pai and decided to visit what I had heard to be one of the most scenic sunset spots in Pai. When we got there, we grabbed ourselves a Thai tea thinking it would set the perfect mood. But in fact, it ruined my mood because the milk was off, and unless you know the disappointment of a bad Thai tea, you don't know real disappointment.
Like, as for one, I'm so pissed off. This tea is shit.
I tell you, I mean, you know now, you know what she's like.
Yeah.
It's hard to please. I don't need to tell you
No,
that.
the thing is, it's not hard to please me.
Oh, this tea's awful. She ain't wrong.
After arriving to the spot, we quickly realized we weren't the only geniuses with this idea, because the place was packed, and I'm not surprised why, because this is Pai Canyon, a beautiful landscape of deep orange ridges and steep drops formed over thousands of years. It's known for being one of Pai's most breathtaking spots, and standing there, I could see why.
Everything in Pai has been very disappointing so far, except for this view. And except for all the nature here, because the landscape, the nature is incredible. Like, it's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. It's very, very steep and very dangerous. Someone must have fell here sometime. Like, shit must have happened, like people get drunk and stuff, you know. Because look, come here sober and drink responsibly.
Yeah.
We managed to maneuver our way through the crowds to a quiet spot where we could fully take in the beauty around us. And as I was standing there, I was finally starting to sink in the incredible nature of Pai. It's something I've never seen in my entire life.
Straight leg, heels aligned. Look to your middle finger. Beautiful. What's the name of the pose?
Bad man pose.
The golden glow of the sunset, the deep fiery orange color of the canyon, the mountains in the distance. Standing there, I felt so powerful, and for the first time that day, I thought to myself that maybe, just maybe, Pai was worth visiting. Just for this view alone.
We were on our way home and we came across the walking street of Pai. We thought we would check it out.
At night, the streets of Pai comes alive and fills up with food stalls serving up all the delicious flavors of North Thailand, along with clothing vendors and shops selling just about everything you can think of. It's actually a really fun place to wander around, hang out, and snack on anything that catches your eye. For me, that just so happened to be corn on the cob. Don't ask me why. But when I found this little Mexican-inspired street food stall that loaded it up with cheese and toppings, I was sold. We also grabbed some mochis because, well, anytime is mochi time. They had so many interesting flavors like Thai tea, which I really wanted to love, but honestly, I was disappointed.
Weird.
Weird, isn't it?
I don't like it.
Huh?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Oh no. That's bad news.
While Pai still had a long way to go to win us over, I have to admit, this market wasn't bad.
Hi and good morning from another day in Pai. Last night was very, very, very cold. I had like multiple layers of clothes. It was not very pleasant, but I think I had a better night's sleep than you.
I didn't have a good night's sleep, no.
So cold in here right now, like getting changed from warm clothes into summer clothes just because it's warm outside. I don't understand. It's like a whole fucking drama. But yeah, so far I don't like Pai. I just don't like Pai. I want to try and like Pai. There has to be a reason why so many people come here. And like, yes, the nature is amazing. The nature is like probably the only thing I can say that's made it worth coming here. Like, I'm sure it's some people are having the time of their lives here, especially if you're a young backpacker who wants to party. Come here, like for real, come here. I'm just not on that vibe, but I'm trying to like Pai. I'm gonna give it another go. Today we're gonna go out, we're gonna see things, and yeah, try and have a good day. I'm still feeling a little bit like anxious, and I don't know what it is. Like, I don't usually like, I don't know, I have no motivation. I've heard about like travel burnout, and I don't know, maybe that's what I feel right now.
I realized I was feeling way too unsettled and off to be running around the hectic town of Pai, so I decided to take some time out to regulate my nervous system through yoga, to slow down and tap back into the immense gratitude I have for being able to travel the world and see so many beautiful places. As incredible and expansive as traveling is, it can also be overwhelming, exhausting, and emotionally draining, lacking the stability that keeps you grounded and the routines that anchor you, constantly adjusting to new environments and cultures, and trying to show up to the best of your ability to all the places you visit, especially when the places you visit don't meet your expectations. It can be tiring. I heard people talk about travel burnout before, but I'm gonna be honest, I never understood it until now, which is a strange paradox because I truly love this way of life. I thrive on new experiences and adventures, even the challenging ones. But since arriving in Pai, I've just been feeling exhausted and closed off and, quite frankly, disconnected. And as ungrateful as that may sound, I'm learning now that both of these realities are allowed to exist simultaneously, and that just because you exist in a beautiful place, you can't run away from the human experience, which will have its ups and downs no matter where you are in the world. By giving myself some space and grace, And by cultivating awareness, it's possible to change your perspective. For me, that anchor has always been yoga. It's a routine that I can take with me wherever I am in the world, and no matter how hard things feel, it never fails to ground me, to bring me back to myself.
How are we feeling?
Alright.
I realized that I should be more open to receive sometimes. That's what I'm learning here. It's okay to not like a place, but I can still enjoy it. The only thing I can say about Pai that is worth it is the nature, is the views, it's just breathtaking. It's like I've never seen anything like it. And just the whole journey of getting here, I think, is also really beautiful. It's like you have to kind of go through a challenging way to find somewhere so beautiful as it is here.
I was feeling so much better after my yoga practice and ready to explore. My absolute favorite thing is sitting on the back of the bike while Ben drives us around with no set destination, just riding, just taking it all in. As we passed through breathtaking landscapes, I reminded myself of the intention I had set earlier, to be more open to receiving. And in that moment, it felt like Pai was starting to open up to me in return. Away from the town's lively party scene, the outskirts of Pai radiated a sense of peace and tranquility that was exactly what I'd been looking for. On our spontaneous ride, we realized we weren't too far from a place we'd both been wanting to visit. The Bon Cuckoo So Bamboo Bridge, an 800-meter walkway gracefully winding through acres of rice fields, connecting villages and temples. Handcrafted by local villagers, the bridge offers stunning panoramic views of the surrounding countryside and mountains. It's the most dreamy and magical place to just frolic around and immerse yourself in nature. Although we had arrived in dry season, meaning the fields weren't as lush and green as we had hoped, the beauty of the bridge and the serene energy of this place remained undeniable. As much as I hate to admit it, Pai was growing on me. I felt like I could finally view this place with a new pair of eyes, and suddenly I could see why people seek out this place.
Maybe we should stay here another couple nights.
Beauty can be seen.
After a little day trip, we decided to check out the nightlife here. What was it that we'd been missing? Turns out, quite a lot. The nightlife of Pai was actually a positive surprise, with lots of music, conversations around the fire and around the pool table. If you know, you know. And of course, lots of food.
This shit weighs more than my head.
Pai was turning out to not be so bad after all. And when we got home, we even figured out how to conquer the cold.
So this is what we've had to do because it's so cold in this room. We've had to buy candles. We've got like 10 of them in here, and we've put them on like bottle lids. I'm not sure how safe that is, but that's what we've done. And it really helps, actually. It really helps to warm up this room because it's so cold. And it's so cozy. It's actually not that bad. Say good night.
Good night.
Turns out Pai had a lot more to offer than I had thought. The next day, Ben taught me to eat honeysuckle, and as you can see from my expression, I absolutely loved it. We wandered around town for some shopping. If you're ever looking for me, you'll most likely find me in a jewelry shop, and if not there, then definitely in a cute little bookstore. My family actually own one back home, so every time I'm in a bookstore, I feel right at home. We also made a new friend, Mona. a community dog who spreads her love all over Pai. We took the bike out for more adventures, explored more of Pai's stunning nature, and honestly, I can't stress this enough, but Pai's nature is unlike anything else. We also visited the incredible White Buddha, a massive monument perched on a hilltop with the most incredible view of the valley below. I think this place is a must visit if you ever come to Pai. Walking all the stairs up and down under the scorching sun was no joke though, just saying. But it was totally worth it. We celebrated our last night here with some drinks and live music while just soaking in the magic of this place and honoring our Pai experience. We ended the night with a herbal tea and banana cake at midnight. Don't knock it until you've tried it. And after having spent a few days here, all I can say is that I was wrong about Pai. It really is a special place that I'm glad I visited. Do I think Pai is the best place in Thailand? No. Would I come back? Maybe. But if I did, I'd stay outside of the town, away from the party scene and surrounded by nature. Because while Pai may not have been what I initially expected, there's something undeniably charming about it. Something I couldn't ignore, no matter how hard I tried. And believe me, I tried. So I guess the moral of the story is, give things an honest chance. Don't be so quick to judge, whether it's a place, a person, an experience. Keep your heart wide open and allow the magic to enter. Great things will come from it. I promise. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.